Well, hey there, and welcome back for the Secondhand Opinions video. I'm Jason Alderman, the internet's favorite fat-mouthed fat-ass bringing you fat stacks of fucked facts. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about a video I did recently on how Americans have been given Stockholm Syndrome from crooked Democrats and the media supporting their message and Antifa backing up their threats. Now, I want to bring this up not because I want to direct you back to that video. If you haven't watched it, it's a decent little clip, probably 5 or 6 minutes. But what I want to point out today is here is Tulsi Gabbard on her YouTube channel. She has one of those, by the way. If you're interested in what she has to say or think or whatever, and you're a Democrat and you're interested in voting for a candidate, take a look at her. At least she's trying to be honest and get a message out there that's not just slinging mud and hog shit. So, I don't know what her message is, but she seems genuine, and she's got my support in the fact that she's a service member and been involved and integral in our national security and things like that. I don't know what her policies are, and I can't say that we agree, but at least I can respect the woman. But what I can say is on her video that she put out yesterday, she's calling out the corrupt establishment from the government and what have you, the media and the elites that are the ones, she's calling out Hillary Clinton as a individual who is wicked and crooked and evil and making threats, but alluding to the notion that she makes the threats and then you, the populace, get to see them carried out. And the threat in this case being if you go against Hillary, they're going to ruin your careers or whatever. They're going to come after you and get you some way. And, a lot of theories about what happened to Jeffrey Epstein, but we had a shooting and all of a sudden that news just disappeared. So I guess you guys haven't noticed that. I guess you have. It's a big meme, but no one's talking about it in the media. What I want to get at is here's Tulsi Gabbard again talking about how they make the threats and you perceive the threats. And if you have felt, maybe think back in your memory, I'm not going to give you an instance, you go ahead and pick your own, where you felt like you wanted to talk about a subject, agree or disagree with a viewpoint, or voice a perspective, and you just didn't. You just shut up. You bit your tongue and you kept it to yourself. Because you knew if you opened your mouth and said something that disagreed with, the scripture of the left, that you were going to pay the consequences, whether that was a social consequence, or losing your friends, or whether it was a financial consequence of having problems at your job or losing your job or your opportunity for income through whatever avenue you've been pursuing. Think about that moment for yourself. And you ask yourself good and hard whether or not you shut up because you wanted to be quiet, you disagreed with your own position and your thought, or you shut up because you knew there'd be consequences. And you didn't say shit because you didn't want to pay the price, because you're very well aware of the threat that comes with opening your mouth and not agreeing with the church congregation. Think about it, people. Wake up, America. They're coming out of the woodwork now with their own politicians saying this shit is rigged. And their own politicians are saying, hey, it's having an effect. The threats implied and levied and then carried out on the street is having an effect. If even in their own group they got people squeezing out of the swamp to say, hey, there's some dirty water in there, you might want to consider believing these people. You may want to take a look at how you feel about how you've been made to feel about you just being you today. I don't think she'll be the last, but she seems to be the first to pointing out some things now. I don't agree. You can call all of this and her and whatever conspiracy theory. So be it. Brush it off, blow it off. It's all coming around full cycle like 2015. We've seen this all before. We keep hearing the same messages over and over, and they all amount to the same thing. Get out of the way of the radical left, or you will pay the price. We're coming by hook or by crook, and you better not try and stop us. We've all heard. You think to yourself, when was the last time you shut up? Because you didn't want to pay the price. That's censorship, first of all. That's the removal of your First Amendment rights. And even if you want to explain away to yourself how that isn't the case, tell me that how that isn't the threat and carrying out of the threat used to leverage Stockholm Syndrome, causing you to step in line with their ideology, with their rhetoric, to agree with things you don't agree with, that you don't believe in, just so they'll agree with the things that you want them to agree with. You hope that they'll support you as a group like you support them as a monolith. But they don't, do they? They got their agenda, and you're not a part of it. Even when you're a part of it. Ask Tulsi. Well, alrighty, guys, let's keep on pretending like our opinions matter and leave that shit in the comments below. And, this is YouTube, so do all the things.